Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. You're joining us here on a Tuesday evening for the final of the Rivals series. It turned up 8 weeks ago for your approval, and we've had a hard slog over the last 8 weeks with these rivals. The first being Subaru versus Mitsubishi. And they've raced over, well, they've used the Group 4 and the Group B cars to take this race from Interlagos to the mud at Sardinia, then on to Brands Hatch, then Dragon's Trail, then into the mud of Colorado Springs, then Fisherman's Ranch. Last week we were at Sardinia, and here we are for the final round here at Suzuka. And there will be no qualifying. I've got to do this quick, actually, because there's no qualifying. There's been a last-minute change. Exciting stuff. Dun, dun, dun. So, yes, a last-minute change in the rules. Because it was, well, I won't go into it, but it's going to be a 90-minute race. No qualifying. Grid is the reverse of the championship order. And I will read you that order in a second. Skyjacker in the chat saying, good evening. You're keeping me company on my home from Newcastle. Just keep your eyes on the road, bro. That's all that matters. So we are in the Group 4 cars at Suzuka, 17 corners, 3.609 miles, no qualifying, a 90-minute endurance race, and the tyres available is softs, super softs, and mediums, but the mediums will be mandatory. Tyre and fuel will be on ×5, and it's going to be very interesting because well, the reverse grid is going to be of the non-drop scores. So I'll read you the drop scores table so far going into the final round, and then I'll read backwards the non-drop scores for the grid. But the grid is going to be happening imminently. I'm ready. I'm surprised we haven't seen it ready yet. So Bunny is at the top of the pile, 320 points ahead of Homesick Alien. Now Bunny's in a Subaru, Homesick Alien's in a Mitsubishi. He's on 287 points. Racer Brown in the Subaru is third on 274 points. Shiren fourth in the Mitsubishi is on 261 points. Katula in the Mitsubishi is on 229 points. Guesty sixth in his Mitsubishi is on 223 points. Rido is 7th in the Subaru on 190 points, with Jokers in 8th on 171 points. He's driving a Subaru. Pat in a Subaru is 9th on 168 points, with Jim in 10th in the Subaru on 155 points. Rivixter is 11th in the Mitsubishi on 144 points. Trivs GG is 12th in the Mitsubishi on 115 points. Turtle is 13th in the Mitsi on 98 points, and UBD is 14th on 70 points, but he has been ejected from the Virtual Racers Club due to some driving ungentleman conduct in the arena. The table is 3 points between Subaru and Mitsubishi. Subaru being the one on top on 1,436 points, and Mitsubishi on 1,433 points. So Mitsubishi will be looking for a good run here. They will indeed be looking for a great run around this track. So I don't know who's here and who's not, so we'll just go backwards through the non-drop score table. So Turtle, Trivs, Rivixter, Jim, Jokers, Pat, Rido, Guesty, Cthulhu, Racer Brown, Shiren, Homesick, Alien, and Bunny. So in that order, that's where they will be. I don't know whom Trivs could be at the back if there's no Turtle. And I think, oh no, there is a Turtle, so Turtle could well be on pole position. Disappeared. There he is, out on track. So Turtle on pole. I know it's not his favourite starting position, but he is. The people around him will be comparative in speed. It will take a while, I think, for the leaders to make their way through. I mean, I say that, you watch, by the end of lap 1 we'll have Bunny, Racer Brown and Homesick and Shiren up there, but it should be. I mean, it's cold tyres. These cars, they're not all that different. It's not much you can do in a Group 4 to vastly. I mean, like a Group 3, they're very fast, so you can gain a lot of time in corners. You know, fighting it through. You can carry a lot of speed through in the Group 3 cars, where some people, they brake a little bit more. You tend to lose more time. With the Group 4 cars, they're pretty swift, and everyone can pretty much get them through the corner in a similar fashion. Turtle in the chat saying hello, good evening thingy, hi Turtle, and Racer Brown saying hello, how are we? Well, actually, Racer Brown, I've got something I need to say to you, and it's quite important. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Racer Brown. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, mate. Hope it's all gone well for you. Another level up. Super stuff. So Racer Brown's leveled up today. I'm sure there's other people as well. It comes up in Discord quite often. There was a whole bunch of birthdays in this sort of like this month. This must have been a boring month for people's parents. What's this like? I'm trying to count back 9 months. That's middle of the summer, isn't it? That's everyone getting frisky in the summer, I think. If you drop in sort of end of February, beginning of March, and 9 months back, it's about summertime, isn't it? Everyone's getting a bit frisky in the summer if you're a March baby. I think so. Yeah. So Racer Brown's asking if we are ready, and we are. So it's all to fight for. Bunny's got a good, healthy points lead. It has to be, as said, and Bunny has really got one hand on that trophy, I would say, already. But the battle between Homesick Alien and Racer Brown is far from over. But Racer Brown will be starting ahead of Shiren and Homesick Alien. So Homesick Alien's closest rival will get a little jump on him. The scores to settle all up and down. People are quite close. Rido and Guesty, a Mitsubishi driver out there in the Zebra Monster. Hopefully we'll see that come up in the liveries of the season, liveries of the year. Come the end of the year, it's been a cracking livery. It's one of my favourites. Well, a lot of Marcus Catula's is really good. Homesick Aliens is awesome. Shiren's was as well. It's always weird when you come to the end of the season. Exciting to see it all come to a head, but then you know you're not going to see these liveries for a while. Skyjack says, add birthdays to Stig if you want thingy to sing. Lol. It was beautiful. That was me actually trying instead of taking the mic. I was putting some effort in on that one. That was my X Factor audition. So here we go. Turtle on pole, just ahead of Trivs. Rivixter in third. Jim in fourth. We've got 1 hour and 30 minutes. Check it. 90 minutes of racing ahead. And Turtle off to a great start there. Great lunge. Trivs a little slow. And Jim's getting up alongside him already. But Trivs trying to hold on to that second place. But Jim's through. Jim's through in the Subaru. And oh yeah, he's just snuck it. But Rivixter around the outside. An unbelievable move from Rivixter. And it looks like Jokers has gone very wide in the first corner. So Turtle ahead of the Rivs with Jim very close behind in third place. Trivs dropping down into fourth place. Pat jumping up into fifth with Racer Brown on his heels. Subaru driver, there must be team orders out there. The Subaru guys, I'm sure they're all in touch with each other, will be told to get right out of Racer Brown's way. And so Pat dropping down to sixth, relinquishing control to Racer Brown with Rido in eighth. Homesick Alien in ninth. He's got a set chase to Racer Brown and cannot let Racer Brown get away too far. Guesty's in that mix as well. And Guesty seventh, just behind Pat. He's just got himself. Oh, Rido's dropped behind Homesick and Guesty. And they're going around Pat now. Pat easing off, it seems. It seems Pat's easing off of these guys. And they're all making their way through, unless he's redressing to something that happened earlier. Homesick looks quite mullered. He's got quite a dent on his car there. Pat in ninth, then dropping down with Shiren in 10th. Jokas, we saw going very wide. Bunny's not making much headway. And I mean, he looks like he's had a bit of a battering up the rear end. And Cthulhu's down there with him as well. So we've had incidents already. But with 90 minutes to go, it is easy to make that ground back. But Turtle at the moment, he's pulled away from Jim. And Jim setting chase with Rivixter holding that third for Mitsubishi. So that means we've got Mitsubishi leading this race early doors. The Flying Dutchman holding ground ahead of Jim, who said this could be his last race in GT Sport. So the man shunning the sport for the 7 that's coming this Friday. Hopefully we can cater for him and put some leagues on, because really at the moment we've still got a few GT Sport leagues to finish. This one's finishing, but there's another GT Sport league starting next Tuesday, so with the Ferrari Sprint Trophy. So that'll be another GT Sport game on Tuesday nights, continuing on. Thursday still has a bit of a run left on the Pacific Rim Championship. We still have 4 weeks Friday with our Fridays on GT Sport with the WRX Challenge. So yes, we're not going to be totally switching over straight away, but I think you'll see subtle changes and future championships coming up in GT7. Racer Brown at the moment, he's caught up with Rivixter, and he's having a very close look at the back of that Mitsubishi. So 3 points just in it. I'm not going to sit there and work out all of what you get for every single position and try and work out who's 3 points difference. But all we can say at the moment is that Mitsubishi's leading, Subaru's in second, Mitsubishi's in third, Subaru in fourth, Mitsubishi in fifth. Homesick Aliens dropped out of it. My word, Guesty in 5th place with Pat in 6th. Jokas up into 7th. We saw him going very wide in the first corner, and he's already up into 7th for Subaru. Bunny in 8th. Shiren in 9th, and Homesick Alien down in 10th place. So something he started on the racing mediums. We haven't looked at the tyres yet, but Homesick on the mediums, as is Trivs. Cthulhu also on the mediums, and Rido on the mediums. Turtle out there on the racing softs. Jim's gone for mediums, so Jim in an absolutely fantastic position. As soon as he's used these mediums up, the world's his oyster. And Rivixter also on the mediums, and so is Racer Brown. So it's only Turtle I've seen on the softs, and Guesty's gone for the mediums early doors. Pat on the mediums, and it's making for some lovely racing. There's Joker's just blasting past Pat now. We've got a little tribe of Subarus down here. Oh, Pat getting a wiggle on in the very fast corner. Lost a bit of grip mid corner. Got a tank slapper on, but he saved it. He's gathered it up. He's still ahead of Bunny. So Bunny backed out of that, and Bunny's there, but Bunny's going through now. And Shiren will be looking for the opportunity. Mitsubishi needing to get as many points on Subaru as they possibly can in this race. And there we see Shiren style. He does like to rub as he comes past, and I don't think it affects speed or anything like that. I just think it's a thing he likes to do, to let his opponent know he's coming through. But 10th place then, Homesick Alien. What a mountain that man has to climb to try and well, he won't catch Bunny. I mean, Bunny looks like he needed something terrible to happen in this race to him, and already he's made his way up to 7th. And I think Bunny is pretty solid for the championship here, but between Racer Brown and Homesick Alien, it has not been dealt with. And now Racer Brown is up into 3rd place. He's got himself past Rivs, and now he's attacking Jim. Oh, Jim's gone wide. Possibly same team, team orders. They know who's in the Subaru, they know who's in the fight. And there we go, Rivixter having a cheeky one of Jim, saying, well, if you're giving away positions, my friend. Jim did go off the road though. He wouldn't have had as great grip on those tyres. A bit of dirt amongst those Pirellis, or whatever tyre manufacturer he's got on his car. I can't see a tyre manufacturer. No, so we'll say Pirellis. Can't see the side of the tyres. So Jim going a bit wide there, and looks like Guesty's just about to line him up for a move. Sat's on board with Guesty. He's going the long way round, no. sneaking back behind Jim, going for the inside. Jim's got it covered. And Guesty is waiting for the braking zone, possibly, into Casio. Triangle, but he's just still there. And Rivixter's lost a lot of time ahead of Jim. And Jim looks to be wanting to get back at the rivs. Meanwhile, Turtle out there all on his own in the lead. And Racer Brown setting chase on him as a Guesty is thinking it's 2 for Tuesday in Guesty's book, and he's hoping to grab 2. And oh, they both go around Rivixter. Rivixter caught, surprised there from Jim's move. Jim, fantastic move. And he wants to go out with a bang then, Jim does, from GTSport. Going out with happy memories. Turtle 2.5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown setting chase in his Subaru of chasing down the Mitsubishi. There we have Jim in 3rd place on that move with Rivixter. Rivixter staying close with him. Guesty slipping back a little bit, but possibly doesn't want to get too involved in the battle ahead of him. Then we have Jokus in the Subaru, just ahead of Bunny in 7th. He's not seeming to get past Jokus. There he goes now, up alongside. But no, Joe, I don't think them two can see each other, the way they're reacting. So I don't think Bunny and Jokus can see each other on tack. But now Bunny up into 6th. Jokus in 7th. Oh, I should have stuck with that. That was funny. Pat now in 8th, ahead of Shiren, who has Homesick Alien for company. Homesick Alien, we've seen him do the impossible, but wow, we're already 8 minutes into this race. He's made up a couple of positions. He's got past Shiren. He's thanking Shiren, so possibly Shiren giving up the position to help his fellow teammate out. Cthulhu, we've got a lot of Mitsubishis down the back here, haven't we, to say they're trying to gain ground on Subaru. And Rido, 5.6 seconds. And Rido, he was the star of this season. He really hit the ground running early doors and held a strong 5th place for the longest time in the championship, but the last couple of races just seems to be dipping a little bit for some strange reason. But Turtle out there, 9/10. Come on, Turtle, you can do this. In the chat, Dan Smith saying hello all. Dan, that's a blast from the past. Ryan, is that you that's commentating, my mate? It is, my friend. Jacob saying something that's not worth mentioning. Muddy saying it is Dan, our very own thingamajig. Dan saying hello Skyjacker. Digital Blasphemy saying evening all. Dan saying how's tricks Dan? Dan saying back in a sec. I need to change my picture on my YouTube to my VRC picture. And Digital Blasphemy saying Group 4s don't show tyre mates for whatever reason. Bloody GTSport. They've got a lot to live up to with that next game. And Muddy saying, all good. Ordered me GT7 earlier today. He's joined the club. Now, this is interesting. Racer Brown has really closed that gap now. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. That's the button I wanted. So Racer Brown on the tail of Turtle. And Turtle, he's going to have to get defensive here. For Mitsubishi, he's got to park that car on the apexes, and Racer Brown's got a good run, but Turtle on the inside just has to sit on the apex of the corner to save it. Oh, that was an awful thing to do. Oh no, Racer Brown's already up the side of him, but Turtle's still leading from Racer Brown, and Racer Brown right there back behind again. And Turtle, can he do this for an hour and 19 minutes? Excuse me. Turtle's tyres are starting to go. This is the thing with the drop off. Only lap 5 as well for Turtle, and already his tyres are quite hampered, where the mediums are fresh as daisies. So Turtle struggling with grip out there as the Subaru comes across it. Fuel exactly the same between the two marquees, and Racer Brown goes up ahead in the fast corner with a bit better grip than Turtle. And now Racer Brown is leading this race for Subaru. Turtle in 2nd, Jim in 3rd, still holding on, but Bunny has fought his way through. He's got past a few cars there. Last we saw he was down in 7th. Rivixter's now in 7th. Jokers has moved up to 6th. Guesty in 5th, and Bunny's jumped all of them up into 4th, but Guesty's coming back at the Subaru. And those Mitsubishi guys, they know it's got to be maximum points today. They've got to find 3 points on the Subarus. So far, 2 Subarus are in three Subarus are in the top 4. Jokas, great run in his Subaru at the moment, catching up Guesty, with Guesty in that battle with Bunny. And Jim slipping back towards him. Could be the tyres now for these guys. The tyres are starting to show a bit of red. They are on ×5, and this one looks like a simple one for Bunny. Might be Subaru a friendship there, letting Bunny through, but he's let the Mitsubishi through as well, and Jokers. Oh my god, where's Jim? Jim's here in 6th. Oh, he's coming back out, Jokers. I don't think he meant to let that many cars through, but he's really having grip problems in that Subaru, and now Jokers has got a little caught up. It looks like there was a little contact between him and Jim into team mingling. This is what Mitsubishi wants through that all. Rivixter in the Mitsubishi has come through ahead, but Jim's back on the fight as Jokers tries to recover, and he'll be wanting to slow that homesick alien down for Bunny, for Racer Brown, and for Subaru. But this is an interesting turn. What if Bunny gets up into 2nd place? I mean, Racer Brown, there'll be it'll be impossible for him to win the championship. Would he give the win to Bunny just in case Homesick Alien got a bit closer? I imagine they won't care as long as it's a Subaru, it's all wins. And Dan in the chat saying, I'm back, sorry, just changing my profile picture to my VRC one. Dan also saying, about time I updated that. What are you saying, about time you got back racing, lol? And Dan said, Homesick is a man on a mission now. He's got to be, he really has to be. He's up to 8th, but he's just on Jokes' case. It's a tough one. He's looking for a move on the Subaru. Jokers though, no slouch. Loves a late break, does the Polish driver, and he holds ground ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien can't seem to find a way past. Meanwhile, Jim has dropped back down to 6th. That's it's not what Jim needed, with Rivixter up into 5th. The Mitsubishi guys starting to push back with Guesty in 4th. Bunny still 2.5 seconds adrift of Turtle, but Turtle now losing time to Racer Brown. And Racer Brown, I mean, wow. 6 seconds lead already. And the Homesick Alien there, he looks like he's going to get the move done on Jokas, and now Homesick Alien up into 7th, but the time looks 17 seconds behind his closest rival. And is he going to go wide there? It looked like he was going to go wide, but he's just stayed on the track. And look at this beautiful little battle just developing behind Homesick Alien there. Jokers with Pat in 9th place. Having a look at Jokers, it was a bit late. It was a bit late there. I think Jokers was already trying to commit to the corner as Pat arrived, but no harm, no foul. They both carry on. And Jokers in 8th with Pat 9th. Cthulhu on their tail, fancying a piece of the action here. Cthulhu right in the thick of it. And Homesick Alien looking like he's going wide. Is that Homesick just ahead of him? It is Homesick Alien making an unforced error there. Maybe pushing, and he's ended up behind these guys in 10th. So all that hard work that Homesick Alien has put in has just gone straight away. And Cthulhu now up into 9th, chasing down Pat and Jokas just in front of him. As they go through 130R, unbelievable speed they carry through there. And Muddy saying, go Racer Brown. Dan saying, nice to be turning back in. Hope you are well, thingamajig. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I found my place in the Virtual Racers Club. There's Shiren slowing down. I must have missed something there. Sorry. As I was reading the comments, I think Cthulhu had an off, or had a moment with Shiren, as Shiren looked like he's redressed with Cthulhu. And Trivs GG is in 12th place. Rido's in the pits. He's in the pits. He's ran out of fuel. 16 minutes into a 90-minute race. He's going to be making a lot of pit stops with what we think in that Subaru. So far, Racer Brown's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Turtle Turtle's been caught up by Guesty and Bunny, and we're in for a right treat here. Look at them battling it out. Bunny in between Guesty and Turtle. Turtle trying to fight for that podium position, and Bunny's having a look. The Mitsubishi could help out his teammate here, with Guesty just there, and Bunny, Turtle absolutely tenacious there, keeping with it, and that does look like it's going to help Guesty. No, Bunny's gone for the move on the Subaru, and he's pulled it off, and he's up into second place, chasing down Racer Brown, as we have seen so many times this season between Racer Brown and Bunny. And Homesick Alien's usually in the mix, but he's not today. Suzuka is not his friend, and there's Turtle. He's got to try and cling on to that third ahead of his teammate Guesty. Guesty coming through. No, Turtle not even putting up a fight to Guesty. Possibly thinks Guesty's got a good opportunity. He stayed with Bunny all this time, and one thing you've got to say about Guesty, he can drive on an old set of tyres. Indeed he can. So Guesty going up into third. Turtle not putting up much resistance to the Mitsubishi driver. Rivixter, so we've got 3 Mitsubishis in a row, but we've got 2 Subarus leading. Jim's the next highest Subaru in 6th place. Then we have Pat in 7th, who's closely followed by Joker's. Pat's made a mistake, and Joker's, he's gone into the pits. I think he needed to go into the pits anyway, but it looked like it was more of an accident than on purpose. Jim's in. So's Joker's, so those fuel tanks are not lasting, and it seems to be the Subaru that they're not lasting on. So let's have a look. Racer Brown, he's getting low. Bunny, quite low. Guesty, quarter of a tank. And Turtle's still got a nice bit of fuel left. So, yeah, the Mitsubishis, they probably needed more endurance races this season, because their fuel is absolutely cracking. Look at Homesick Alien, still over a quarter, and he's up to 6 now with those pit stops out the way. There is Pat. He's managed to make the fuel last in his Subaru, but I think Mitsubishi may have found Subaru's Achilles heel. They can't keep the fuel. They burn through that fuel. There is Shiren. He's usually a lot higher than that. He's had a bit of a break, so maybe he's just getting back into the swing of things. In 10th place, with Jim in 11th after his pit stop, 13 seconds behind Shiren. Closing the gap ever faster on his racing softs. Jokers has come out on the mediums, so he's doing a double stint on those mediums. We might not even see the softs. They don't seem to last very long for these drivers. Rido's gone to mediums as well, but he's lost a lot of ground on those ahead of him. Racer Brown leads the way. His fuel's just started flashing, but he's 13 seconds ahead of Bunny. Bunny in second. Cannot shake Guesty, but Bunny's fuel is flashing. Guesty still just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. And this race still might turn around yet, because those Subarus seem to be a lot thirstier than the Mitsubishis. Interesting stuff. Dan in the chat saying, lovely little nudge to make the move work there. And Dan saying, fuel management is massive round Suzuka. Race strategy is going to play a big role, definitely. So there we see Guesty as Bunny and Racer Brown need to bring their Subarus in for a refreshment. The crazy Scooby boys in, and it's the Mitsubishis leading the way now, with Guesty out there ahead of Turtle. Rivixter in third. It's not the Mitsubishis you expect as well, isn't it? It's the midfield pack that have come through strong in this endurance race. Homesick Alien down in fourth. Cthulhu in fifth. The only Mitsubishi driver to win a race this season. Shiren down in eighth. This is not the pack you expect to see. And you've got to say, hats off. Well, Guesty, I think, he's been up there at the sharp end this season. He's sixth in the championship on 223 points, and he's chasing Cthulhu down, who's on 229 points, and he's trying to get away from Rido, who's on 215 points. So Guesty, he's quite away from Cthulhu. Cthulhu down in fifth, and Rido running around at the back. Cthulhu looks like he's going to need a pit stop. Homesick Alien has saved great fuel there. Rivixter. Turtle will need a visit to the pits pretty soon. Guess he's doing all right. Where did Bunny and Racer Brown come out then. There's Racer Brown in 6th place behind Cthulhu, so couldn't have been, well, it might be okay for him because it does look like Cthulhu's going to have to pit. And Racer Brown's topped right up with fuel. He's put the soft tyres on. He is catching up with Cthulhu, and Cthulhu could play a huge part if he becomes a brick wall for Racer Brown. But Cthulhu will have to come into the pits at the end of this lap, so I don't think there's too much he can do to put a spanner in Racer Brown's works. And Bunny coming out behind Shiren, so there's another Mitsubishi block for the Subaru boys. Shiren, he's not looking like he's ready for a pit stop. His tyres look like they're in mortal damage, emotional damage there on his racing mediums. But other than that, fuel's looking okay. Bunny's catching him up pretty quick. Bunny's gone back out on the mediums. Turtle's gone into the pits, moving Homesick Alien up into 3rd place. And I'm sure Cthulhu also has nipped into the pits as well. And Bunny closing in on Shiren. And will Shiren play the team game for Mitsubishi? Holding up. No, he's gone into the pits. He's not messing around. So Shiren disappears into the pits. And there we go. Homesick Alien up into 2nd now. And Guesty still leading. Doesn't need a pit yet, but his fuel is starting to flash. Homesick Alien, still plenty of fuel on board for him. Rivixter getting close to a pit stop now. We've got Mitsubishis all at the top. Racer Brown is the top Subaru. In 4th place, he's getting purples. He's on the move. Triv GG in his Mitsubishi as well. He's not long for the pit box. Bunny in 6th. Turtle's pitted. He's got himself out ahead of Jokers with the racing softs on. He's already done a run on the softs, so he's doing his 2nd run on those soft tyres, I believe. Did well to get those soft tyres to last till lap 11. And Jokers, he pitted a little earlier. He's gone back to mediums. He's going faster than he's been before. Pat out of the pits in 9th place. He's gone for softs. And he's getting some blue sectors as he makes his way around. Cthulhu as well did go into the pits. Didn't top up as much as some of the cars around him. He knows the softs don't last that long, I imagine. So Cthulhu putting the softs on. 3/4 of a tank. He's gone out there to try and get some fast laps under his belt. Jim in 11th place in the Subaru. Had a great start to the race until the tyres went away from him. We've got 3 lovely car battle there. Did Pat just make a mistake? It doesn't look too far. Guesty, the leader, into the pits. Homesick Alien, I assume, will follow him in also. And Racer Brown will retake the lead of this race as Guesty goes into the pits. Homesick Alien throws it down the pit lane as well. Racer Brown continues on back into the lead of this race. We are 24.5 minutes into this 90-minute race, and Racer Brown is doing an extraordinary job. He hasn't put a foot wrong so far. And he's finishing the championship. He might not be able to... He might not be able to win the championship. Possibly, well, no, not with Bunny in 2nd. So he might not be able to win the championship, but he definitely is going to go out in style in the final race. Bunny in 2nd. Guesty comes out of the pits in 3rd place, ahead of Turtle. Homesick Alien behind Turtle, behind Jokers even. Jokers getting up and past the Mitsubishi driver. So Homesick Alien, he's gone for the racing soft tyres. He's ahead of Cthulhu, but Pat's pulling a move on Cthulhu right now. Cthulhu, wow, Pat. Although it wasn't Pat ahead of him anyway, so it might be Cthulhu on the attack to Pat. And Jim seems to have dropped behind him. I think Jim was ahead of him, so some shuffling around has happened down here. But Pat in 7th for Subaru, trying to make it as difficult for the Mitsubishi driver as he possibly can. It does seem like the Mitsubishi's fuel economy is a little better than the Subarus around here. Oh, beautiful shot that. And so yes, all the Subarus will try and block those Mitsubishis as much as they can, where they can. And Cthulhu looking a little frustrated back there. behind Pat. This is helping Jim, bringing the race back to Jim as Homesick Alien gets past Jokus just ahead. And Homesick Alien now in 5th, chasing down Turtle. He's got 3 seconds on his teammate, and Guesty there in 3rd. God, if it wasn't for Racer Brown and Bunny, the Mitsubishis would be having an absolutely stonking race. And Jokus, what's he driving for? He's got Jim behind him on 155 points, Pat ahead of him on 188 points, and he's on 175 points. Oh no, I'm on the wrong table. This is before drop scores, sorry. Look at the drop scores one. So let's have a look. Jokus on 171 points. Rido's just ahead of Jokus on 190 points, with Pat on 168 points. So Pat and Jokus are in a very tight championship battle at the moment. So that's we'll see Pat not wanting to lose too much time, but now Pat's got his hands full with Catula. Catula catching up with Pat. Well, yeah, we saw that, didn't we? But Pat trying to fend off Catula whilst Jokus gets away ahead. I thought I saw blue flags there, but surely not. Rivixter somehow's dropped down the order with those pit stops. Rido, 2.7. I thought he was out of it, but he's very close to Rivs, and he's ahead of Shiren. And Trivs G in 13th. Where is her? Racer Brown's nowhere near them. I thought I saw a blue flag in the background. But Racer Brown, 22 seconds ahead of Bunny at this point. And that is tremendous driving. Not even half an hour on the clock here at Suzuka, and Racer Brown has absolutely chugged away with it. Bunny is on the medium tyres, which Racer Brown, he's used them in the first stint, so he might go for the rest of this race on the softs, but Bunny's opting to go for the mediums, longer runs. Guesty not too far behind Bunny. He's always had a presence that Bunny has been aware of, and Guesty not letting Bunny get away with it today. He's getting that Mitsubishi in some uncomfortable positions for Bunny. Homesick Alien in 4th, just ahead of Turtle. So Turtle losing the position to Homesick. He lost a lot of time in that one. I don't know if he really pulled over or had an off, but unfortunately Jokus now only a second behind Turtle. So Turtle has got to go back into defense mode as Jokus tries to catch up. Jim's through ahead of Pat and Catula, so I don't know if these two have had a moment. They are having an absolutely humdinger of a fight, and those two fighting has let Jim get back up into 7th place. So Jim on his way, but his tyres are looking treacherous as Catula tries to get the position done, but Pat sticking his Subaru in there, and he's not taking no for an answer, and Catula having to fight tooth and nail for that position. He slipped in behind him again, trying to make a run on Pat, but Pat has this all under control in the Subaru, and Catula is left scratching his head. And Jim coming out of it, the victor of all. He's 6 seconds behind Jokus. Jokus doing a 2:12 last time around. Jim doing a 2:13. He was probably trying to avoid the two cars that were ahead of him on that lap. Turtle, 2:12.3. Homesick Aliens pulled away a second already. He's just done his fastest with a 2:09.9. Guesty's doing a 2:09.9 also. Bunny, a 2:11.1. So Guesty will be back. I think Bunny's trying to conserve fuel, where the Mitsubishi boys, I don't have to worry about that in the slightest. But I think Bunny there, he wants to go for a longer run in this stint. He doesn't want Guesty to be able to stay out another lap or two, because then Guesty would truly get the jump on him. Barry Twins in the chat saying, come on my Dutch buddy, cheering for the Turtle. And Dan saying, Homesick up to 4th. I know, he's flying. But he's got 10 seconds before he catches Guesty up, and Guesty on a mission himself. Look, he's had another chip away of that time of Bunny. Bunny on the curbs, getting a very big wiggle on in the middle of Spoon, and Guesty will be smiling from ear to ear. He will be loving seeing that sight as he chases down the champion-elect. And yeah, Mitsubishi 3 points trailing from Subaru in this whole goddamn championship. So Guesty, he'll be doing a big service for Mitsubishi here if he can get some more points on the board and take them away from Subaru. Guesty's 6th in the championship. He's chasing Cthulhu down, so he's doing a great job there because Cthulhu is right there in 8th. And here comes Guesty for the move. He's going for second place, ahead of Bunny, and I think Bunny, he's having to manage his Subaru, but no, Bunny stays ahead, only just by the skin of his teeth. The Mitsubishi on his bumper, waiting for his moment to get by, but Bunny stays in second place, car 53, ahead of 85. Meanwhile, Homesick Alien 10 seconds adrift of that battle, 4 seconds ahead of Turtle in 5th. Turtle is 2 seconds ahead of Jokus. Jokus trying to catch Turtle up. Turtle doing a 2:12.5 his last time around. Jokus doing a 2:12.4, so nothing in it between the two of them. Cthulhu now has got past Pat and Jim. So Cthulhu has been on an absolute adventure out there in the Fanta Mitsubishi. And now he's ahead of Jim, but Jim very close. But Jim's tyres are absolutely mullered. He's got 1/4 of a tank of fuel next to the Mitsubishi's 1/2 a tank of fuel. And Pat there just sitting behind him. Rivixter in 10th place. He was running a solid 3rd before the pit stops, 4th maybe. So I don't know what's happened to him during those pit stops, but he's dropped down to 10th. Shiren in 11th. He's 5 seconds shy of the Rivs. With Trivs GG 5 seconds behind of Shiren, and Rido really dropped. Oh, he's just pitted again. He's just pitted and put some mediums on, filled up, and he'll be waiting for the rest of the pack to come back to him. Racer Brown 30 seconds in the lead of Guesty. Guesty's just doing it. Guesty's just getting the business done before they get to 130R, and Bunny's trying to find a way back against the Mitsubishi, and he's wiggling away into the braking zone, but the Mitsubishi of Guesty stays ahead of Bunny. Remember, the Mitsubishi on fresher tyres than that Subaru, and I think Bunny having to try and save that fuel. Well, Racer Brown, they pitted similar time, and yeah, Racer Brown's used up a considerable more fuel than Bunny, so I think Bunny's trying to look after the fuel. He'll be happy to sit in Guesty's wake for a little while and do a bit of lift and coast. No, he's coming back at Guesty. He wants to waste no time, but Guesty solid as always into the corner, and Guesty doing the job for Mitsubishi out there in one of the coolest looking cars so far this season. And yeah, great job from Guesty then, up into second for Mitsubishi. Homesick Alien 2 seconds he's pulled back after these two are having their battle, and maybe that's all Guesty wants. Maybe Guesty's just trying to draw Bunny into a bit of a battle here to help his fellow teammate out, who is ahead of Racer Brown. And Racer Brown, he's got to find quite a few points. He's got to find 9 points on Homesick Alien, and I don't know what the deficit is between 4th and 1st place. So yes, maybe Guesty drawing Bunny into a small fight to try and get Homesick Alien, but Bunny, he's dropped away from Guesty, so no, Guesty just on pure pace alone is owning this track at the moment, chasing down Racer Brown, but Racer Brown in a league of his own out there, 30 seconds ahead of the pack. Guesty in second, Bunny in third, Homesick Alien just dropping under 8 seconds behind. And yeah, well, while Bunny is managing his car and trying to save fuel, Homesick Alien could cut that deficit down already another second from Bunny. Bunny struggling with something out there, I think. So Dan in the chat saying no, Muddy saying working. Dan said fair enough, fella. Talleyrand saying yes with a checkered flag. Dan saying yes, Talleyrand. And Dan saying, long time no speak, great to be here and catching up with the team. Yeah, man, we all gather up for the streams. It's like a VRC love fest around here. So Homesick Alien trying to catch up with Bunny. Bunny pulling away, Guesty pulling away from Bunny. And I suspect Bunny trying to save fuel, possibly. Turtle staying ahead of Jokus. Jokus doing a 2:13.1 last time around, and Turtle a 2:12.9. So Turtle, the Mitsubishi, and Jokus goes into the pits. So Jokas back into the pits with that Subaru, and Cthulhu moves up a place into 6th. Jim also dropping into the pits. Those Scoobies are really thirsty, aren't they? Rivington moves up a position with Pat, who is looking after his fuel a lot better than the other Subaru drivers. They should ask him how he's doing it. Shiren in 9th. He was one of the last to pit, so he could be in a good position here when all the pit stops shake out. Trivs also, with half a tank of fuel on board, goes past Jim and Jokas, whom are in the pits at the moment. Guesty 3 seconds. Bunny really is easing off that accelerator, I think. Homesick Alien nearly another second on Bunny, and Homesick Alien a glimmer of hope that we could have a Mitsubishi double podium before the end of the race. Still a long way to go though. Remember, we've just dropped under 53 minutes left of racing, and we are in for a treat here. Dan in the chat saying Homesick is racing a great race here. He's knocked a good 4 seconds off 3rd in the last few laps. He's done a super job. I thought Guesty was doing a mission trying to ease Bunny back into Homesick, but Guesty's just disappeared. He's chasing after Racer Brown. He fancies it. If Racer Brown makes a mistake or has to make that extra pit stop because of the fuel tank, Guesty's going to be the man there. They're a pit stop apart. So if Racer Brown does have to make one more pit stop than Guesty, he's going to be very tight. Bunny there, saving fuel. He wants to pit at the same time as the Mitsubishi boys. He knows they're onto a good thing with this fuel. Homesick Alien, oh, he's lost a bit of time to Bunny now. Maybe Bunny is packed in with the fuel saving. He did a 2:11.4 last time around. Guesty a 2:10.2, and Racer Brown a 2:09.7. He hasn't been out of the 9s. Look at that, 8s then 9s. Unbelievable pace from Racer Brown. Homesick Alien at 2:11.9 that last time around with Turtle. Oh yeah, Jokas went in, so Turtle, nice solid. 5th place. His tyres might be a little concern for him. He's done a 2:13 that time around. Cthulhu doing a 2:11, but his tyres are just as mullered as Turtle's. Pat doing well with the Subaru and its fuel. 2:13.2 from him with Rivixter coming on strong now. His tyres just hitting that sweet spot, and he's bringing his Mitsubishi into attack mode with Pat. He did a 2:13.7 that last. He's done 2:13.7's last 2 laps, but that might be because he's stuck behind that Subaru. Shiren in 9th place. He's 6.5 seconds behind that battle. 7 seconds ahead of Trivs in 10th. Then we have Jokas freshly out of the pits, and he's trying to destroy those tyres already in the Subaru. He's 11 seconds ahead of Jim now. That's very strange. Him and Jim pitted virtually the same time, but Jim's ended up behind him quite a bit, and it doesn't look like Jokas has put any less fuel in. And Rido 8 seconds behind those guys. I think he was hoping they were going to be around him in the pit stops. Racer Brown's come in. He needed the fuel. Guesty's still out there. Bunny is okay for fuel for maybe a lap 2 possibly. Homesick Alien 7.5 seconds behind Bunny, and Racer Brown, oh, I don't know. Will he have to do an extra pit stop? That's his 2nd pit stop. We're only at 40 minutes in this 90-minute race. We've still got 50 minutes to go. So if he's having to pit every 20 minutes, that means he's got another 2 pit stops to do. Guesty just cruising on by. Bunny staying out. Racer Brown still in the box. Homesick Alien a little too. He's just getting on the start straight now, but I would imagine Racer Brown being released and gets back out on track behind Bunny, ahead of Homesick Alien, but by 4 or 5 seconds. And if Homesick Alien can get a shift on, and he's gone for medium tyres. Cthulhu's gone in. He needed fuel. Turtle stayed out. His tyres are done. Pat stayed out in that Subaru. He's doing a cracking job, is Pat. He's frustrating Rivixter. There's no doubt about that. Rivixter wants to get by. He's got better tyres, better fuel, but Pat just being tenacious in his driving at the moment. Cthulhu dropping back there. Guesty leads from Bunny and Racer Brown in 3rd spots. in the chat, Dan, saying, is Jim on the softs like the guy ahead, though? Might be the difference. No, yeah, I think I don't know. I'll have to go back and look, but I thought he had the same tyres on. There goes the warm beverage. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, that hit the spot. So here we are, sat on with Rivixter as he closes up to Pat. He wants to get up the inside here, but no, Pat's there on it. Great driving from Pat there, defending his spot. Rivixter giving him nowhere to go. And this is it. Rivixter wants to set him up in this one. He wants Pat to be out there wide. He wants to really be breaking into that zone. There he goes. Can he maintain it? He does. He's up and he's through, and there was nothing Pat could do about that. Great move from Rivixter. Great defensive driving from Pat. And I just don't think, unless you were already over that side of the road, Pat, you would have had to drive up the inside of that whole part of the road to try and protect that one. But Pat trying to come back out the rivs. Cracking stuff. Cracking battle down there from Pat and Rivixter. Bunny's come into the pits. We saw he was trying to fuel save. And Dan in the chat saying, great move. It was. Super move. So Guesty's still out there in the lead. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. His soft tyres not doing too bad. We've seen he can drive on some absolutely depleted tyres. Racer Brown, who pitted on the mediums, back out again. He's 4 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, who's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. And those Subaru boys, they might be in trouble. They might have to take another pit stop over what Mitsubishi do. And Bunny's right in amongst the Mitsubishis. He's not pulled away like Racer Brown has. Turtle then up into 4th. Rivixter 5th as Pat makes a pit stop. And I think then two are Bunny's back out on track, sorry, ahead of Rivixter. He's gone for soft tyres, a full tank of fuel. And he's 12 seconds behind Turtle, Homesick Alien. And this is an interesting race now. We've got 46.5 minutes left of racing. Rivixter in 6th with Sharon 7th. Sharon will need a pit stop pretty soon. Trivs has caught him right up, but Trivs' tyres are abysmal. Jokus fresh from his pit stop. His tyres looking lovely. He's catching the Mitsubishi up. And Jokus ready to make the pounce with Katula in tow in the Mitsubishi. Jim in 11th. No, he did go on medium tyres. You're right. That must have made the difference. Jim on the mediums. But Pat now out of the pits on the softs. 10 seconds behind Jim. And Rido 5 seconds behind Pat. Something to aim for. And their colours are really similar. So that'd be cool seeing them two race. Guesty, meanwhile, leads the way. Still a quarter of a tank of fuel. It's only 5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, and I'm sure Racer Brown is doing a phenomenal pace and will catch Guesty up before I think Guesty goes into the pits. And we have been treated. We've had an absolute treat here so far. 45 minutes of racing. And it's awesome. So Guesty leads from a Racer Brown with Homesick Alien 7 seconds shy of Racer Brown, but he's got a pit stop. He's got to make a pit stop, but I think that the Mitsubishi boys are trying to gain a pit stop throughout the race. Bunny's up to 4th, whilst Turtle comes in for new tyres and a splash of fuel. So Bunny up to 4th, 28 seconds behind Homesick Alien. It's going to be very close, isn't it? If it's about 30 seconds for a pit stop, it might be a bit longer than 30 seconds. And Rivs not too far behind Bunny. And I was saying about the Rivs, but he will be pitting pretty soon. He's under a quarter, so will all the other Mitsubishi boys. Jokus, half a tank of fuel in his Subaru. Katula has got past Trivs, I believe. Or has Trivs caught up Katula? One or the other. No, I think Katula caught up Trivs, because Trivs wasn't too far behind Jokus, was he? So Jokus on the soft tyres, half tank fuel. He's in a good position. Katula, though, brand new softs. So, yeah, Jokus might be in trouble now. His softs are a little bit older. than Cthulhu's. And Cthulhu going for gold. Going for gold here in his Mitsubishi. Joker's trying to close the door, but Cthulhu already had 1 foot in, like a dodgy double glazed salesman. He had his foot in the door. And Cthulhu up into 6th spot now. Guesty desperate for a pit stop. It's got to be said. He's gone round again, but the tyres look terrible. The fuel's flashing, and that Mitsubishi wants to be catered for. Racer Brown chasing him down. 3 seconds now. Homesick Alien slinging it into the pits, and Bunny will move back up into 3rd place, or 2nd after Guesty pits. Oh no, he was in 3rd, wasn't he? Guesty got by Bunny. So this is interesting between Bunny and Guesty. Guesty doing a 2:11.9, 2:11.2. Bunny's doing, well, he can't tell until he crosses the line, but he's doing his fastest. He's gone before with that green on his time. And he's done a 2:09.0, some 2 seconds faster than Guesty. Guesty might find he's going to come out of the pits behind Bunny there. When he was ahead of him. Rivixter also taking his Mitsubishi in as Homesick Alien leaves the pits. And does he stay ahead of Cthulhu? He does. He does stay ahead of Cthulhu as Cthulhu comes onto the final straight. And Homesick Alien, away he goes. 11 seconds behind Bunny. And he is fully topped up virtually. Brand new racing softs. And we'll see what he can do. We've still got 42 minutes remaining, so anything can happen. Guesty, we're assuming, is going to pit. Look, a Racer Brown catching him up at a rate of knots out there. It was 3 seconds. It's now 1.5 seconds. Not even 1.5 seconds. 1.1 second. 1 second. Dropping every single second. Now 8/10. I think Racer Brown's just going to shoot on by Guesty, and I don't think Guesty's going to be able to defend from it. So Guesty needs the pit, so he can't even play the team game for Mitsubishi and try and hold him up for anyone behind him. Here we go into Casio. Racer Brown on the hoofs, trying to slow down his Scooby as he looks at the back of that lovely stickers Mitsubishi, and it disappears into the pit lane. And Racer Brown once again into the lead of this, the final round of the Rivals Series. Bunny scoring well though. Oh, someone coming out of the pits in front of Racer Brown. Doesn't cause a problem though. Rido coming out of the pits. Guesty into the pits. So Bunny, this is the big question. Has Bunny done enough on these out laps and the fast laps? And Guesty's got his tyres changed. He's putting fuel in. Bunny's coming through Casio. And Bunny then around the final corner onto the start straight. Guesty still sat there getting fueled. And Bunny's up. I think Bunny's done enough. I think he's put in those 2:09s next to Guesty's 2:11s. And he's pulled himself ahead of Guesty as Guesty's released. And he's got it all to do again with Homesick Alien some 8 seconds behind him. But he's got it all to do again with Bunny. 3.4 seconds behind Bunny. Guesty though. Bunny though already down to half a tank of fuel. He had to burn some fuel to get ahead of Guesty. We saw in the second phase of this race, it looked like Bunny was trying to fuel save, whereas Racer Brown has decided no fuel save. He's just pelting it. As many pit stops as it takes, but Racer Brown's decided. Hook or by crook, he's going for it. But so far, the two Subarus on half a tank of fuel. Guesty on a full tank. Homesick Alien on 3/4 of a tank. Cthulhu on half a tank. What can these three Mitsubishi drivers do against the Subarus ahead? We have Turtle in 6th place. Jim up to 7th again, but he's in a different pit strategy to those around him. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that shakes out between all of those drivers. 8th is Rivixter, who's got full tanks, chasing Jim down. He's 9 seconds behind Jim, but Jim is almost down to 1/4 of a tank of fuel on his tank. Sharon, 3/4 of a tank. Joker's in 10th. He's just pitted, put some mediums on, and I don't think that's going to be his last pit stop of the day. It's a pit fest here at Suzuka. Racer Brown in again. That is interesting. He's only on half a tank of fuel, so I don't get. That's I don't know. I can't, unless he just wants to put half a tank in and then it's just one more pit stop. Unless he wants this to just be a quick pit stop, possibly. Just wants a quick splash and dash. Bunny, he's not following suit, I don't think. Bunny's not. He is. This is a strategy the Subaru guys have already worked out. As Guesty goes through, is this how they're going to combat that extra pit stop? So Racer Brown back out on track. He's filled up with fuel. He's put fresh racing mediums on. Guesty moves ahead, as Homesick Alien does, of Bunny, who's only just got to his pit stop. Cthulhu moves ahead, and this is serious strategy stuff happening here. But yeah, I think he's done that, so he only has to make one more stop, the same as the Mitsubishi guys. So in the chats, Dan agreeing. He said he's looking at the timing, what's left in the race. He thinks that's why he's coming to the pits, topped up, because they can run about 20 minutes. They can run for about 20 minutes on a tank of fuel. So what he's done there has given himself a pit and a half, I suppose, pit stop and a half. He's still had to make that pit stop, but he's out in the lead, he's topped up, and he's on the same fuels as the Mitsubishis. Great move by Racer Brown, great thinking. Is it going to work for Bunny though, because it's put him down the order? So Bunny's given up track position for that, and I don't know if that was worth it. He could have just pelted to an empty tank, but maybe they just didn't want to sit stationary while the car's filled up. But that is, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. It's working for Racer Brown, obviously, because he's still in the lead. But Guesty going up in second, Homesick Alien gaining a position. So did Cthulhu from Bunny's stop. And I'm not sure if it was wise for Bunny to make that stop. I might be wrong. Could be wrong, but we will see. Then we got Turtle in 6th spot. 10 seconds adrift of Bunny. And he's 5 seconds ahead of Jim, but Jim will be needing to pit pretty soon. A Rivixter waiting for Jim to pit. Sharon in 9th place, having a so-so race down there. Not a bad pace from Sharon. And Jokus in that 10th place. 11th for Trivs. 12th for Pat. He must have just pitted. He did on lap 22. Let's put some soft tyres on. So he's pitted similar to the leading Subarus, and Rido not enjoying this round, it seems. And let's have a look then. So he raced, guessed he's done a 209.5 his last time around. He's going faster again. Homesick Alien did a 216, but that was an outlap. Was it an outlap? It must have been. No, it's just he's done some bad laps, hasn't he? Because his outlap was lap 22. He's done a 210, which was a very good lap, but it hasn't counted as blue. And then he did a 216 his last time around. He's 15 seconds adrift of Guesty now, and only 10 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. So I think Homesick Alien, pushing more than likely, has made a mistake. Racer Brown's got the fastest lap of the race with a 207.947. So Racer Brown absolutely owning it today in that Subaru, with Guesty in second in the Mitsubishi, Homesick Alien third in the Mitsubishi, Cthulhu fourth in the Mitsubishi. Is this enough for Mitsubishi to get that Constructors' Championship from Subaru? Subaru have led it the whole season, and at one point it was up to such a margin that you didn't think Mitsubishi was going to be able to come back. And then we had back-to-back rounds in the mud, and the Mitsubishi seemed a little stronger than the Subarus in the mud, and they came through only 6 points behind. Then after last round, they're 3 points behind. Only 3 points rest in the balance between the rivals, and that is what this series did come up for, to answer the question. I mean, the Drivers' Championship is a bit of fun for us, but really the main question is, which car is the best? Mitsubishi only 3 points behind Subaru. It couldn't be any tighter after 7 rounds. And Bunny down there in 5th, and Subaru in 1st, and all the rest are Mitsubishi 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th. There's a Subaru in 7th, and then a Mitsubishi in 8th, a Mitsubishi in 9th, a Subaru in 10th, a Mitsubishi in 11th, Subaru in 12th, and a Subaru in 13th. Mitsubishi, they might have done enough here, you know. Still got a long way to go, though. 33 minutes of racing to go. Racer Brown has lost a bit of time to Guesty. Guesty on fire. Homesick Alien, he's back on form again, back in the 10s after his 2:16. What is going to happen? But Bunny, I think Bunny has shot himself in the foot a little bit. I know he needed to make the stop because he's got 1 stop extra to do, but I think the track position may have been better for him, and just pitted at the same time as the Mitsubishi boys and tried to run away from them best you can. Not sure though, it's not me running his race. And there is a Cthulhu chasing down Bunny, 1.7 seconds. Cthulhu did a 12.4. Last time around his tyres are absolutely burnt though. Bunny doing an 11.7. So I don't think Cthulhu's too much of a threat, especially with his tyres in that state. Turtle, a good solid run there. He'll be looking to gain time on Cthulhu, with Cthulhu burning through his tyres as quickly as he is, and his fuel. Turtle might fancy a position there. Rivixter, 7th spot. We saw he had a good run at the beginning, up there in the top 3. He's kept his head down. He's not really put too much wrong in that Mitsubishi. He's looking for a good solid finish here at the Rivals Series. Shiren in 8th place, 13 seconds adrift of Rivixter. I don't think there's much he can do about Rivs, but he's going to try and stay ahead of Jokers. He's going to pit a little bit before Jokers. It's similar strategies there between these two, fuel wise. Trivs there in 10th. He's doing a solid job. He's somehow got ahead of Jim, who's, oh, that's why, because Jim's just pitted. 6.5 seconds behind the Mitsubishi of Trivs. So Jim has some work to do, but I think Trivs will go into the pits before the end of the race, although he's not doing too bad on fuel. And Pat in 12th behind Jim, dropping quite a bit behind Jim. So Pat struggling something in the mid-race there. And Rido, I don't know if he had some issues right at the beginning, but he seemed to drop back early, and he hasn't continuously dropped. He seemed to drop, and that's it, he stayed there. So I think he's probably had an incident or something to put him further back than the pack. But is this man today untouchable? Mr. Brown, on his birthday, driving like a god. Guesty trying to match up to the Racer Brown, but only coming up second best so far, and Bunny still a threat for that second place. When all the strategies play out, we'll see if Bunny did enough to get himself on that podium. I think Bunny, even from there, is going to be champion. I could try and look at rules and regs just to see what the points are. I don't think there's anything like double points for this last race. I think it's just ordinary points. So first place will give Racer Brown 16 points, and Bunny in 4th gets 13, so it's only 3 points, and it's not enough. It's not enough for Racer Brown to take the championship, in all fairness. I'm pretty sure the last one's not double points. Let me get to the calendar. Oh, I think the calendar's in a different part. Right, race info. At the top of that's usually a calendar. It tells you what the points are. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the points there, so I think everything as is. So Bunny, I'm saying, what's he going to do from there? He doesn't need to do anything. He can just bring her on home. As long as he's in a decent points position, he's going to be the champion, the first Rivals champion. So Bunny doing just enough in this race. Racer Brown wants to go out in a blaze of glory, get himself ahead of Homesick Alien, as they are quite close in the championship. He's 2 positions ahead of the Alien. That's unless Guesty does the unthinkable and pulls over, which I know Homesick Alien is uncomfortable when it happens. I know Skyjack has done it before for him. But with Guesty down in 6th, Homesick Alien is, like I said, 9 points. 9 points ahead of Racer Brown. So it's not enough. Racer Brown's not got enough points on Homesick Alien at the moment. If Homesick Alien can maintain that podium, then Homesick Alien will stay second in the championship. So they've got everything to race for out there at the moment. And Dan saying, I need to get back in the rig and on track. You do, mate, you do. Competitive driver was Dan Hart. So it'd be great to see him get back into the racing again. Racer Brown, 7 seconds ahead of Guesty. I think Guesty a 2:10 last time around. Racer Brown a 2:09.4. We've got 27 minutes left. We think there's still another pit stop in this race. Bunny's not closing up on the Alien, is he? So Bunny, like I said, I think he's going to win the championship even if he finished in 4th. But he was in a solid 2nd place for a while there. And I suppose we'll see when the pit stops all finish where they all sit in that. Turtle in 5th, 20 seconds behind Bunny, 6.5 seconds ahead of Rivs. Rivs just about to go. He's just done a 2:13.5. Turtle doing a 2:13.8. Oh, no, Turtle going a little bit on the curb there, and that's given Rivixter that position. Thank you very much, Rivixter says. And so does Cthulhu as he goes by. And poor old Turtle having away. His tyres are shot to pieces. So you can see he's probably struggling with grip out there. But poor old Turtle having an absolutely cracking race so far. Looking good set of points for Turtle in this race. He's in a bit of a battle with Trivs. I don't think it was enough to catch up Trivs. But yeah, he's just lost 2 positions to Rivixter. Up there in 5th place. Tidy little race the Mitsubishi drivers had. And Cthulhu. Oh, Cthulhu making a mistake as well. The Mitsubishi boys are dropping the ball. Come the end of the race, fatigue. As we go over the 1 hour mark, we're nearly at 1 hour and 5 minutes. And there's mistakes being made by the Mitsubishi drivers all over the place. Turtle and Cthulhu. Sharon, there's Jokus in 9th with Jim in 10th. 11th for Trivs. Pat in 12th. And Rido, I think he's... Oh no, he's in the pits. He's fueling up. So interesting stuff then. Don't throw it off, Guesty. It seems the Mitsubishis are going through a little phase. And Guesty losing a couple more seconds to Racer Brown out there. Racer Brown, just absolutely unbelievable pace today. His fastest lap at 2:07.947. I don't even know if any of these guys have got it into the 2:07s. Maybe on outlaps they have. And Homesick Alien then 3rd place, 20 seconds adrift of Guesty, 10 seconds ahead of Bunny. Bunny is slowly closing that gap to Homesick Alien, and that will be interesting when pit stops happen. What the alteration will be between them two, whether or not Bunny can get a bit closer. And Dan saying, oh dear, not good for Cthulhu. Fresh tyres and now having to shake off dirty tyres. Dan saying not. There you go, yeah. got it right. I guessed that's what you were saying, Dan. So yeah, Cthulhu losing a bit of time, but he's still there in 5th place. Oh, he's got himself ahead of Rivs. So Rivs, I don't know, must have made a mistake, giving Cthulhu an opportunity. He's on the super softs, is Cthulhu. He's really going for it in this one. I don't know who he's going to try and catch up with. He's 29 seconds. He's only put a little douse of speed. I think he's going for fastest lap. I think he wants Racer Brown's fastest lap there. He's in 5th place. Jokers has moved up a few positions there. How's he got ahead of Shiren? Who else has disappeared? Turtle down in 12th. Has he pitted? He has. Phew. So Turtle making his final pit stop of the day in 12th. And Rido out there. He's a cracking sport. It's not been a good race for Rido. He's lost a lot of time, but he's just cracked on. He's kept on going. Turtle then in 12th place, 6.5 seconds from Pat. He's just made his pit stop though. Pat is on a 1/4 of a tank of fuel, so he'll be pitting soon himself, and that will be a position for Turtle. Trivs, sorry, every button but the one I wanted to press. So Trivs in 10th place. Yeah, he'll be pitting. Oh, his tyres don't look happy. So Trivs will be making a pit stop before the end. Jim also will be visiting the pits. Shiren as well. Look at those tyres. He's really used those tyres up in his grid finder Mitsubishi. Jokus, he wants the pits now. His fuel's flashing. The Rivs, okay for a couple of laps yet. Cthulhu, so it's not too bad. I thought Cthulhu, I don't know. He didn't put a lot of fuel. When did he pit last? Lap 26. I think he's trying to get himself fastest lap out there. Is Cthulhu. We'll see. He's used those super softs up quite a bit already. Stick with it, see what his sectors are like. Jokers is in, Shiren's in. We said there were going to be a lot of pit stops as we're approaching the last 20 minutes of racing here. And Cthulhu putting those super softs on. He's just coming up towards a sector, but he's showing a bit of red on those super softs. He's not as fast as he's gone before. I don't think he's going to get the fastest lap on that set of tyres. Racer Brown, meanwhile, into Casio for the 31st time in this race. 21 minutes on the clock. He's on a 1/4 of a tank of fuel. I imagine he's going to use as much of that fuel as he possibly can, and then he can have a good judge of how long he's got left to race here. As he comes up towards a couple of Subarus, he's going to put a lap on Jokus, is it? Sorry. Jokus there. He does put a lap on Jokus. Jokus not getting in his way too much. And Dan saying, is Turtle in the Mitsubishi? He is in the Mitsubishi, sorry. In the Jordan style colours. But yeah, he's definitely in the Mitsubishi. Is Turtle. Homesick Alien coming in from 3rd. Bunny stays out. Bunny's still got a nice bit of fuel on board there. But Homesick Alien needing to come in for fuel reasons. Guesty still saving that fuel well. And I think Guesty will be pitting at the same time as the Subaru boys, as Homesick Alien should be in for his final pit stop. Cthulhu on his push with the super softs. But I just think he's short-filled it. He's put some super softs on, but it's not going to gain him positions in the race. Maybe just the fastest lap, which you get a point for, but I don't think that goes towards constructors. I'm not sure though. Might be a bold move by Cthulhu, but he's not getting the fastest lap so far. Homesick Alien, just enough fuel to get to the end. Racing softs, and that's it. Head down, crack on. Bunny will have to pit, so will Guesty, so will Racer Brown. Homesick Alien, he's a minute behind Racer Brown. There's no chance on that one. He's 50 minutes behind Guesty, but he is only 25 seconds. Not 50 minutes. Sorry, he's 45 seconds behind Guesty, but he's only 25 seconds behind behind Bunny. Oh, I messed that up. Cthulhu, 5.5 seconds, but his fuel's flashing already. Tyres are pretty burnt, so I don't think he's gained anything from that, and he's going to end up behind Jim. No, Jim's still got to make a pit stop yet, so he might be all right with Jim. And Trivs couldn't even make that corner because of his tyres, and that puts Rivixter up a position. Guesty's come in. That surprised me. Well, it might be because of the tyres, because he was doing okay for fuel. Racer Brown stayed out, and Bunny, who knows what Bunny's going to do as he comes around towards Casio. Guesty still in the pits. He's getting topped up now. Bunny's going to go into the pits, isn't he? He does. He goes into the pits. So Homesick Alien should be able to get back by Bunny. And I think Bunny's lost a couple of positions from having to do that alteration in his pit stops. And it's very interesting then. AJ saying, how is Cthulhu's 206 not already fastest lap? I think it's an outlap, my friend, in fifth. 206, yeah, it's right after that 247, so it would have been an outlap. They don't count them. Dan saying, well-timed pit from Homesick there. AJ saying, or did I miss? And it was a 306 when he pitted. Dan saying, possibly AJ, I didn't see it myself. AJ saying, definitely says 206, lap 27. Yeah, it's an outlap. They don't count the outlaps for a fast lap. It's the lap after your pit stop. Sometimes the track, I don't know how it's shorter. It's obviously, I don't know. I don't know how it's shorter, but somehow it's a shorter lap on your out lap. So Racer Brown hasn't pitted yet. Guesty has pitted. He's out there. He's 22 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. So Bunny's out of the pits 13 seconds behind the Alien, and he's got a big job to do. Cthulhu pitted again, and he didn't lose any position, so it was worth the try. 4th fastest lap, putting those super softs on. And Rivixter in 6th. Racer Brown has come into the pits, but with that 42-second lead, I don't think he's got anything to worry about from Guesty. And Guesty's slowing down. Is he? No, 133. Looked slow coming over that hill. I thought he was waiting for the Alien or something to give Alien the position. He doesn't need to. I think Alien is going to definitely stay ahead of Racer Brown in the championship. And Bunny's definitely going to win it, it seems. The whole shebang. And Racer Brown's going to win this race. So everyone wins at the end. Racer Brown wins the race. Homesick Alien wins his battle with Racer Brown in the championship. And Bunny wins the championship. It's all tied up in a neat little bow. Isn't that nice? And AJ saying, that makes sense. And Dan saying, yeah, it looked like he was strolling. Yeah, I thought he'd slowed down. I thought he was giving... So now Racer Brown, actually, Guesty's not out of it, is he? I thought Racer Brown was going to come out a lot further ahead than Guesty then. So Guesty 5 seconds, but with the pace of Racer Brown, that 5 seconds is just going to grow and grow and grow. So, but Guesty, gallant battle there for Guesty. Keeping his shoe in there, getting very close. But Racer Brown, I think, having it sorted in the end. Homesick Alien grabbing himself a podium, possibly. He's got Bunny, though, chasing him down. And Bunny has overfilled that Subaru, so I think he's going to be doing some revving. He's going to be revving the bees off that Subaru to try and catch up with the Alien. Cthulhu in 5th. Solid drive from Cthulhu. Good points for Mitsubishi, with 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Not many Subarus in there, is there? So I think Mitsubishi, mission complete for Mitsubishi, possibly. I am not sure. But Rivixter in the Mitsubishi, Turtle in the Mitsubishi, Shiren in the Mitsubishi, and there you go. There's the Subaru. Other than Racer Brown and Bunny, there's your next Subaru in 9th place. Jim in the Subaru in 10th. 11th for Trivs. No, Trivs is in a Mitsubishi, sorry. 12th for Subaru. There is Pat and Rido in 13th. And Rido, usually the top Subaru driver other than Racer Brown and Bunny. Guesty there in second. Homesick Alien in third. It's not quite worked out for Subaru, has it? I think the fuel woes, the smaller tank capacity, or the thirstier car, it might cost them this whole championship for the rivals. Bunny still being the winner of the championship, so a Subaru driver is going to take the Drivers' Championship. But I think Mitsubishi might be doing the job here, finding them 3 points it's behind in the championship, and they could win the Rivals Series. Who knows? Guessed he's gone faster than he's gone before. That doesn't make sense. How's that? He's done. Oh yeah, because that's an outlap, wasn't it? At 207. See, I'm getting caught out, AJ, with the outlap thing. So yes, Guesty 208.948, faster than he's gone before, but Racer Brown pulling away like he does. His outlap was phenomenal. And, yeah, I don't think Guesty's going to get a sniff at that one today. Homesick Alien, solid drive for third. Bunny trying to close in. He's done a 209.2. Homesick Alien a 210 with 12 and a half minutes to go. I just don't think there's enough time there for Bunny to try and pull that time in, even if he is a second a lap faster. Cthulhu in fifth place. Solid points for Mitsubishi there. And I'm going to miss the Fanta car. I've really enjoyed that livery. And Rivixter, I think the livery donated by Trivs. I think they're the same kind of liveries. Oh, sorry. Changed position as I pressed it. But yeah, I think Trivs and Rivs running very similar liveries to each other. And Trivs doing his fastest lap there with 11 minutes to go, 12 minutes to go, with a 210.7. He's 15 seconds behind Jim in 9th place. Jim's, that's it, he's done. He's going for the run home. Shren also all pitted up and ready to run home. Turtle as well. Turtle back up into that 7th place, so he's only lost that position. Well, he was ahead of Cthulhu and Rivixter, wasn't he, when he went off. And those guys, no chance of those pitting. But Turtle, Shren does look like he's closing up on Turtle. Turtle having to make that Mitsubishi as wide as possible, as long as it's not a Subaru. I suppose it really doesn't matter. 11 minutes of racing to go here after a 90-minute endurance race here at Suzuka in the Group 4 Mitsubishi Evo Lancers and the Subaru whatever's. That's a Mitsubishi, pressed it on the wrong one. WRX, sorry. And there's Racer Brown getting another fastest lap at 207.6. He's just, oh, Guesty's 2 seconds behind him. What's happened? What? Guesty did a 208. Racer Brown must have made a mistake this lap. Has he been pushing too hard? But yeah, he must have made a mistake this lap, because Guesty was over 7 seconds behind him. And now it's only 2.6 seconds. And he's got Pat playing the distracting game behind in 12th, a lap down. But it is a Mitsubishi, and it's a Mitsubishi getting very close to the Subaru win. But it looks like Racer Brown's got it all back under control out there in the lead. 2.7 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty 24 seconds. It looks like Pat wants to unlap himself from Guesty. With only 9.5 minutes left to go, is Pat racing? So he's chasing Jokers down, 8 seconds behind. So I imagine he doesn't want to waste too much time. But Guesty's pace is a lot better than Pat's. Or it should be. He's not caning on Racer Brown. Racer Brown doing a 2:15. There you go. So Racer Brown must have made a small error on that last lap around. It's helped Guesty close in. That shows anything can happen still. 9 minutes from the end. And it's not a foregone conclusion. We thought Racer Brown had this one wrapped up, but it's not going all his own way. He is now, though. He's pulling away from Guesty. Bunny's pulled out another second on Homesick Alien, but I just don't think he's got the time to do it. Dan saying around 5 laps left. It'll be a tough ask, I think, for Bunny, but who knows what could unfold. Dan saying, I think Racer Brown might have dropped his fuel mix, or Guesty has gone for a richer mix, and Dan says, there you go then. There we go then, yes. I know Dan's playing the same game as me, the guessing game of what's going on. He's dropped a bit more time again. I think Racer Brown pushing, possibly, because he had it over 3 seconds. It's dropped under 2 seconds again. So Racer Brown playing a risky game at the end of this race. 8 minutes to go, and I think he's pushing his Subaru further than it's required. Guesty trying to stay with Racer Brown, hoping for a rare mistake from Racer Brown to give Guesty a win. It'd be the second win for the Mitsubishi team. Homesick Alien in a solid 3rd place, consolidating his 2nd place in the championship, I think. Mr. Brown 9 points behind him, and he's not scoring that on him today. So Homesick Alien consolidating 2nd place, with Bunny in 4th and gaining enough points to be the champion, the 2nd VRC champion this year, joining Skyjacker in the Hall of Champions. And a very special treat there for the Subaru driver. Cthulhu, a solid drive for him in 5th. He's pretty much all on his own now, so he can just cruise on home. With Rivixter in 6th, 17 seconds adrift from Cthulhu, 12 seconds ahead of Shiren. Solid drive from the Mitsubishi driver there. 4th, 6th, good points. And Rivs, I think he's missed a few rounds this season. Oh, maybe not. But he's had some up and down results. He's chasing Jim down. He's what? 9 points? No, 11 points behind Jim. Jim is behind him at the moment, but just not far enough for those points to count. In the chat, we have Mama Homesick saying, come on Homesick, evening thingy. I'm a bit late to the party tonight. No, I know, well, you go off and have a fancy old la-di-da day. Oh, pancakes. I know it's pancake day, but you had spa day. What, did you really go to, like, if you went to, like, Pancake House or whatever it's called, I will not be impressed. I thought you'd gone to a spa, not a pancake house. All right. Racer Brown then 4.4 seconds ahead of Guesty in 2nd. Homesick Alien in 3rd, 27 point. What are those pancake places called in Centre Parks? It's a pancake house. Oh, it's worth going to Centre Parks just for Pancake House. It's the best place ever. Racer Brown is in the lead, 4.5 seconds, with Guesty in 2nd. Homesick Alien in 3rd, 27 seconds adrift of Guesty, 8 seconds ahead of Bunny. Bunny is definitely catching up the Alien, but we've only got 5 more minutes left to do, and I don't think a second a lap is going to cut it for Bunny. Although it makes no odds, except he gets to stand on the podium for the last race of the series. But I just don't think there's enough there. I don't think the Geek could have done it any other way. I was kind of saying I wasn't sure that pit stop that he pulled earlier that took him out of 3rd place and put him down into 4th or 5th, or took him out of 2nd. I didn't know if that was the wise thing to do, but he did need to make it, so I suppose that is it. It's treble points, is it? You're joking? I was looking, I was scanning. Oh yes, Mama Homesick saying we've been gorging on pancakes all day. I wouldn't put it past her, telling me it's a spa day and then going to like my favourite pancake house. They have secret McDonald's, even though I'm the one that likes McDonald's in the house. You've had secret McDonald's without me. Racer Brown then leading. So Oh yeah, Secret Costa. She goes to Costa and gets like Costa tea. You go to Costa and buys tea. Jesus. Racer Brown coming across a couple of back markers here. And yeah, apparently it's triple points. So now I'm trying to go back to the points things to see if that's if oh god. As Racer Brown makes his way through Trivs and Jokus battling on track, which is great. Trivs only 9/10 behind Jokus. Jokus there. Quarter of a tank of fuel left. So Trivs really coming back at the Polish driver for Mitsubishi. So yeah, treble points it might be enough for Racer Brown then. Hang on. Oh god, I've got to use my head. No, because I think he's still only going to get 6 points. He needs 9 points for Racer Brown. So I still think Homesick Alien. And I think it's enough points for Bunny. I can't do the math. But you can always go to our website after the fact, check our tables, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and yeah, you can see all the updated tables as and when they are updated right there. If you're not in our Discord, obviously in our Discord they are there as well. Dan in the chat saying, are there weight regulations in this series thingy? And Dan saying, you've got your work cut out for you after this thingamajig. Haha. Yeah, luckily I don't do the tables, so that's good for me. But wait, no, I think there is a BOP. But I can't see it in the rules. BOP. No, it's just BOP on. It's the car settings. It's the car BOP that's on. Why do you want to go round? It's ×5 and ×5 for fuel and tyres. Why do you want to see if you can do a Racer Brown 207.602? That's a tough one. But yeah, it's just in-game BOP for the for this race. Guesty, 1.5 minutes to go. The fuel's flashing. I think that's fine though. I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay with that. 7 seconds Bunny's gained up. Or he's pulled it back to 7 seconds, but a lot of these guys could be on their final lap, or the next lap will be the final lap. Catula in 5th, he's 19 seconds ahead of the Rivs. So the closest battle we did have really was Jokus and Trivs. And now Jokus is 2.7 seconds ahead of Trivs. Pat, I don't know where Pat dropped back, because he was in the battle there with Jim and Jokus. Rido in 13th. So is that we've still got 50 seconds as Racer Brown crosses the line, start his final lap here at Suzuka. And what a dominant performance we've had from Racer Brown here as the Guesty crosses the line in 2nd place to start his final lap. Homesick Alien and Guesty, can he make it to the end of his final lap? Homesick Alien still might get 2nd place in this in this race. We've seen Guesty before just time his fuel a little bit awkwardly and not quite get to the end. And that is looking very close to empty for Guesty as he makes his way around. Homesick Alien in 3rd, finishing his lap. Bunny crossing the line in 4th, 6 seconds behind Homesick Alien with 1 lap to go. He needs the Alien to throw it off. And I think Cthulhu will be the first of the finishers, although I think someone's crossed the line. No, someone hasn't crossed the line, have they? Yeah, Rido's crossed the line. But Cthulhu, who's there? Someone's in Casio. I can't find. Someone's going to cross the line. It's not Racer Brown. Oh, there we go. Cthulhu to cross the line in 5th place. Great drive from Cthulhu. Rivixter will be next. Cross the line. A solid 6th place for Rivixter there. Not bad drive at all. And car 84 getting some good points. That's Mitsubishi and Mitsubishi crossing the line 5th and 6th. Shuren next down the road. just from coming through Casio for Mitsubishi again. That is some cracking stuff. Racer Brown, he's coming up across 2 lapped cars ahead of him. Guesty's fuel is empty. It's empty. He's gone. It's gone. The tank's empty. Racer Brown comes around the final corner to take the win. And Guesty's crawling. Homesick Alien 24 seconds behind as he battles with Pat. Pat, though, it looks the fuel's quite low for Homesick Alien. Guesty just crawling through Casio. And Guesty might just get there because I don't think Homesick Alien can catch him up quick enough. And it looks like Guesty might just get it as he comes around the final corner. Homesick Alien pushing on, but he's not even at Casio yet. And Guesty is just crawling around to get that second place. And he grabs it. And Homesick Alien comes home in 3rd place. Take a boo, my son. And he drops 3rd place there, and Bunny grabbing 4th today for Subaru. And I think that is it. I think Bunny is the Rivals champion. I think Homesick Alien sealed that 2nd place, and Racer Brown wins this race. So everyone wins. So Racer Brown, there he goes with his trophy. 90 minutes around Suzuka, and he got the fastest lap as well. He did an absolutely stand-up job. So I'll take you to the race results. And there you are. Racer Brown won the race in 1 hour, 31 minutes, 16 seconds. Superb stuff from the Subaru driver. I'm not sure what it's going to work out like, you know, because there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 WRXs out there, I think. No, 6. Hang on. 6 WRXs, 7 Lancers. So I think it's just Trivs won't be eligible to score. That's a lot of Lancers in good positions, you know. I don't think Subaru are going to win that championship. I think Mitsubishi might just edge it. I think there's 3 points there easily. So Racer Brown, he takes the win for Subaru. Guesty comes home in a great drive, tenacious drive for Guesty there to grab 2nd place in his Mitsubishi. Homesick Alien, he had nothing but woes at the beginning of this race, and he's fought his way through to get that final podium position, and I think that seals his 2nd place in the championship. Bunny in 4th for Subaru today, and I think that was enough for him to stay as champion leader at the end of the series. So Bunny, I think, is the champion. Catula in 5th, solid drive from the Spaniard, with Rivixter in 6th, great drive from Rivixter in his Mitsubishi. Sharen in 7th, with Turtle coming home in 8th. Jim in 9th. What he says is his last race in GTSport. Never say never, Jim. Never say never. With Jokas in 10th, Trivs GG in 11th, Pat in 12th, and Rido, just wasn't his day today, come home in 13th. Racer Brown got your fastest lap on lap 35 with a 2:07.602. So you liked that? You liked 90 minutes around Suzuka? Well, join us on Thursday because we're going for 80 minutes. 80 minutes around Suzuka in 2 races. 2 40-minute races around Suzuka with the Group 3 cars this time, the Japanese and American in the Pacific Rim Championship. Join us there on Thursday. Friday night, we see the crazy Subarus. It's not the over for the Subarus. The Rival Series might be over, but the Subarus will be back again on Friday night with the WRX Challenge. And that will be coming from... I knew all these. I definitely knew them all. Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Yes, infield. And then on Sunday, we have the Golfs from Brands Hatch. That's your week on the Virtual Racers Club. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking part. Nice to see you again, Dan. Thanks for being part of the chat. And let's have a catch up with the chat. And Dan saying, okay, yeah, I want to see if I can get close to Racer Brown's fastest lap is all. Well, good luck, Dan. He's very rapid. I'm out of practice though, so we shall see. I'll give it a go and let you guys know, though. Cool, yeah. And Dan saying, great race, Racer Brown. Dan also saying, great race, guys. Turtle saying, we win the Manufacturers Cup. I think Mitsubishi may have done enough there. And Turtle saying, almost a perfect race. One little mistake. It was a great race, Turtle. Great race. Dan saying, well raced, Turtle. Mama Homesick saying, well done, Homesick, and the Mitzi team. And Dan saying, nice to catch up with you guys too. It's nice seeing you too, Dan. Right, I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Hugh Jardon. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. And did I go through the results? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. I remember reading the fastest lap. So, yeah, I was Hugh Jardon. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. And I will see you, hopefully, Thursday night, live on this, exactly here. Wherever you're watching this, you can watch it again on Thursday, but with different cars. It's clever, isn't it? Peace and love. Peace and love. Take care, guys. Be careful.